And I will say this. I do think these strikes are incorrect. I 100% agree. And we've all been small creators. We've all used other people's stuff, and we've all tried to change it in a way where it's legal and you don't have to worry about this. And I've had a strike before that I believed was unjust, and it happens. But I think in this particular case, there's so many different moving parts, and it's making a mountain out of a molehill. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, strikes really, really affects people's channels in a negative way. Because 3 strikes, you lose your channel, and
Exactly.
again, like I kept saying, and
Oh
so
my
everybody
God,
understands
stepped
where I'm
on a
coming from.
bee.
Copyright ID, I would be more inclined with, and copyright ID means we'll take the advertising money. We'll run ads and take the ad money if it's something like that. That's okay
Mm-hmm.
because it's not a strike or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh my
And if you
God,
use a lot of my
stepped on a
stuff, okay,
bee.
there's that. But a strike means take it down, and if you don't, I'm going to sue you. It's like that veiled threat.
Yes.
Maybe the person wants to do content ID, but it's doing strike. I don't know. I definitely have to speak to him. But like I said before, we did have a conversation about this video. We did, this wasn't a negative light. The person
Oh.
wasn't uncomfortable with it, and the advice was, so what, right? It's funny, it's satire. People can think you think this is a comedic thing, right? Which I think
Mm-hmm.
it's fair if you just look at it. Um, but at this point in time, because especially now, because we all know, this is sometimes when you get bigger, you want to protect your brand, but this is just not the way to do it. So again, like I said, I have a conversation with them. I'll come back and let you guys know. But I think Kurt, to be fair, Kurt is very reasonable, very analytical, and I think if he, I'm assuming that behind the keyboard, you're like, all right, I don't want people to see this, so I'll strike it. Versus having like, hey, this is affecting real people. This may not be the way to go. Why not
Mm.
do a different tactic? And I think that reasonableness in Kirk will come out. But I do want to say, I'm very sorry this is happening to you. I'm not apologizing for him or anything he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just not. It's sad because that's honestly not the person he is, and I don't know where the disconnect is because it's weird. It's like like the person I know. If someone, all right, I'll say it this way: if someone told me Kurt was doing this and I didn't have the proof, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, nah, this is
Right.
no, it's that type of thing. But
Yeah.
then hearing from what you guys were saying and then seeing it for myself, it's just like there's obviously something wrong here, and it's something, and maybe it's just that communication piece, right? I don't even want to communicate with these people, but I think if you want to have a YouTube community, if you want to be successful on here, you need to take a different tact, and
Good
you
boy.
do more when you with honey than vinegar. But I do want to recognize though the outrage because and personally I will say this. I do think these strikes are incorrect. I 100% and I would be dishonest in not at least acknowledging that. And I think you guys are right to be outraged. But now I think there should be some correction to this.